Guys, you are going to flip out once you see this. Via Clutch Points on Twitter, Jimmy Butler versus Paul George, the debate of two elite two-way wings. Paul George has the accolades of 9-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, 4-time All-NBA All-Defense, and even a top 3 finish in 2019. His peak was as dominant as any wing of his era, combining smooth scoring with lockdown defense. Jimmy Butler, though, has had what George never reached: finals runs and legendary playoff moments. Playoff Jimmy, in quotes, is a real thing. He carried Miami to 2 finals and built a legacy as one of the grittiest, most clutch leaders in the game. Who has the better career? Paul George with the resume or Jimmy Butler with the legacy? And here are all the stats here of their careers. We're going to go right there. And right now, Paul George in his career is averaging 20.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game, and 3.7 assists per game. Career stats for Jimmy Butler: 18.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. Now, who do I think is the better player out of these two? It's Jimmy Butler. It is Jimmy Butler without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's got the numbers, he's got the experience in the finals, and he's got the willingness to lead and to win. With Paul George, he was mostly a second, third string guy in his history of his career. You can argue he was the number one guy when Danny Granger left. The Indiana Pacers became his team for the time being. He was pretty dominant in that era for Indiana. Then he got blown out by the Miami Heat with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. So if Paul George did not have as many injuries, because the injuries kill his career. The injuries just kill everyone's career. But once you talk about that, right, with Paul George, this guy had 40 injuries, 40 or 30 or 40 injuries in his career. It is just crazy, excuse me. It is just crazy for that Paul George. But with Jimmy Butler, you got the clutch gene, you got the team leader, and he does whatever it takes to win. Look at him in Miami, right? 2 finals. Golden State, right? He helped Steph Curry lead them when everyone thought they were going to pretty much do nothing. You got to give him credit there. So Paul George may be a better player stat-wise, but once you're talking about the game in general, about leaderships and all of that, you got to go Jimmy Butler, man. You got to go Jimmy Butler. And here's the kicker. Both of them played for the Sixers. Jimmy Butler played for the Sixers, and so did Paul George, right? Paul George is currently on the Sixers for his second season. Jimmy Butler only played a half a season with the Sixers, and then we had that good run with Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid. That was our best case scenario for the championship in that era. It was Embiid, Butler, Redick, Simmons, Tobias Harris. It was those 5 guys. And with that team, you can argue that they could have won the NBA Finals because the Milwaukee Bucks were injured, Golden State Warriors were injured, and all that. And then we just got beaten by Kawhi Leonard's lucky shot. So Jimmy Butler could have won a Sixers the championship in that half of a season. In that half of a season, he could have got us a championship. While Paul George is sitting on his podcast, not doing much of anything, injured, and yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us are going to go Jimmy Butler in this situation here. My God, I learned my lesson the hard way. Look at Paul George's first year and then now he's going to be injured again, and he's going to miss some time in the beginning of the season. Same with the training camp. So, and that's another thing. Jimmy Butler mostly in his career was healthy. He was healthy during the most of his career, and people would love to have Jimmy Butler on their team because of mentality. And you guys remember the whole thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves with Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, and all that. He was trying to push the players to the limit, but they wouldn't do it. Then the same thing goes with the Sixers, that whole thing with Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and the head coach at the time, Brett Brown. So, yeah, it's just bad luck for Jimmy Butler, but he still managed to go to the NBA Finals twice. Twice. And I think because of his integrity, his grit, he could definitely go one more time. He can go to the finals one more time. He doesn't have to be the biggest guy on the court. He doesn't have to be the best player on the court. He just has to be the fit. That's what the NBA is nowadays. It's not about the best players. It's not about the name value. It's not about the big marquee names. It's about the fit and how you build the roster. Look at the Thunder, for example, right? Look at the Thunder. Look at the Rockets. Look at the Celtics. Look at all these teams that just have a good roster built around their superstars or all-stars. Jimmy Butler fits that mold. He fits that mold. And he is definitely better than Paul George. By far. He's a better playmaker than Paul George. Defense, you can watch perimeter defense. It's like the same amount. But look at this, guys. Just look at this. I got Jimmy Butler. And then we're going to go to this comments here real quick. Easy answer, Jimmy Butler. Tired of this, Jimmy carried Miami to 2 finals. He wasn't a leading scorer the first finals run until Dragic got hurt in the second finals run after he hurt his ankle versus the Knicks. He wasn't the same going forward. Bam at 6'9", playing center. Give him the respect. Easily Jimmy Butler IQ, defense, health, offense, because of that elite IQ and rebounding. Disrespectful to compare Paul George to Jimmy. Paul on a regular, playoff Jimmy in the playoffs. There is no comp to Jimmy in the history of basketball. 20 points per game scorer, became an all-time great twice in the playoffs, led 2 of the 4 worst teams in the last 25 years to the finals, Iverson, Sixers, and Cavs. Jimmy is not even close. Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are, yeah. So basically, it is Jimmy Butler by far. It's not even close, guys. This is not even close. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I'm telling you, this is disrespectful to Jimmy Butler. This is disrespectful. They're on 2 different atmospheres. Jimmy Butler has the resume. He's got the legacy. Paul George, he doesn't even have an MVP. He doesn't have like a finals appearance. He has a couple All-Star games, yes, but nothing compared to Jimmy Butler, guys. Nothing to compare to Jimmy Butler. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And while you're there, hit that like, hit that sub, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you guys think. Jimmy Butler or Paul George? Peace. MK out.